the trouble with astrology is kind of like, especially when you're working with your own chart, it's really revelatory, it's really useful. When you're looking at other people's charts, it's really like you're watching gossip and you're trying to watch what's happening to someone else. And I don't like that aspect of it. Yet, so there's a tendency to be too negatively watching from the inside. He developed his life, he built up this position. He has the right to be confident from where he is, from where he came from, and what he did. Look what he's done. Yeah. It's only when it comes out to other people and other people, well, so what's he done? What's he done for me? Is that aligning with me or not? That's the question. And so this was showing progressed sun as it hit 24 Leo, and it goes through, it squared the midheaven, conjuncted the Mars in 2013. Then in 2016, it conjuncted the ascendant, went into Leo, 2016, just before he got elected into Virgo, went into Virgo, and he got elected on that wave. Then it went into Virgo. So I have this one, 24, this drawing, 24 to 6 degrees Leo, and this shows the 4 years before the getting elected. Then really going into Virgo, suddenly became elected. He had to shift gears to think more. And then the Mercury and Neptune kicked in. But the hexagrams involved in this, we're going to get closer to this, but the hexagram involves hexagram 64, which is before completion or inappropriateness is a sub-theme. So it runs through each of the lines of the hexagram, so 1 year for each time. We're going to go into the last of these at some point, and I want to go through some of these sequences because it's too interesting. So as we go forward, this one, oh yeah, okay, so we're jumping in a little more closely here. Here we see this is taking it down to every 10 minutes of a degree. So that previous drawing was 1 degree each line. So here we have the conjunct the ascendant, and then goes into Leo, and see every 10 minutes of Leo it moves along. It gets up to, and it gets to the 4 degrees when it changes it. Okay, so why did I have that marked? 4 degrees, 3 degrees, 2 degrees. Oh, well, let's just keep going here. I want to go in closer, just takes it down. This goes down to the smallest division of looking at the hexagrams. This takes it down to every 1 minute and 40 seconds of a degree. Each line, it's calculated for that. So this is going from 2016. This is 2016, April to November 21, and the hexagrams involved here when he started when he was before at the beginning of that campaign up till August when it went into Leo, and then as it went into the Leo now and this was the hexagram when he won the election. So I'm just going to look for it for a second, see what the next one was, what I was going to do here next. Yes, okay. So here, this is the last drawing. It shows the hexagram and the line numbers it's in for this going into this next election. And it shows on this finest level, 64, line 6, line 5, line 4, line 3. This is inappropriateness again, coming up. That's running into this election. So I'm going to, because it has a link of what's now to what was happening going into the last election and to what happened when the progressed sun conjuncted his ascendant. Okay, so I want to look at, I'm just going to look at the main theme. I'm not going to go into the little details of the progression on the ascendant. It's in the hexagram inappropriateness, which is after completion, the army, and then revolution, molting, or fellowship with men. That's the inner theme. But I want to look at this 64 because it's there as a building up theme, and that building up theme, decisions being made are tied into things that are happening for this election campaign. So, okay, let's pull up. Oh, astrology is so interesting. There's so many things. Okay, so first 64, that's summer. Out here. Cancer, it's the last one in Leo. Before completion. Okay, so this was when it has ascended at the middle of 2016. So I'm going to read the hexagram and that and the line that it's in 64, line 1. Above, fire above, water below, lightning in a storm. Clarity without discrimination within. What is appropriate is obvious. One can be intolerant of the smallest faults. The challenge is to improve one's own character before questioning the character of others. That's a Leo challenge of the arrogance of I'm the best, not questioning your character. That is the image. Surrender to the greater good. Inappropriate action cannot be maintained for long. A time of holding together. Examine problems. Let need determine the action. One must be worthy to take the lead. Words must be heard. The strong need guidance. Clarity without, doubt within. One's inadequacies become apparent. To succeed, one must work with the roots of character. Good intentions are not enough. If one does not practice what one preaches, humiliation will soon follow. One can see the danger. One is challenged to take the right approach. So all of this was, as it has ascended, it's like he gets empowered, including to look at this. How well he did is another story, but the theme certainly is relevant. And just when we look at the Pentan consideration, poor timing, inappropriate behavior, responsibilities will increase with the darkness. One wants freedom and glory, but is not inclined to work for it. Out of touch with the priorities of others, mistakes in judgment will be made. One needs to exercise discrimination and make an effort to help where it is needed. So these are the themes. This is just pre-election, okay? But this is really this whole theme is the 6 years before leading up to 2016. So it's really from 2010 up to 2016. This was his main theme of his progressed sun. But in the first place, is it line in the first place? Line 1, yes. Okay. So in the first place, one thinks that one knows, but lives in darkness and cannot see properly. There are problems, but one does not act to fix them. Misfortunes will accumulate. Well, he fixed things to get elected, but has his problems accumulated? This is the progressions. This is not the outer things. This is inner attitude shifting. Difficulties accumulate. There will be much criticism. One must be ready to join forces with others if the problems are to be fixed. But the question became who he became aligned with. One starts slowly. One holds back and says nothing. If nothing is given, nothing will be gained. So this was the theme during the campaign, of the last campaign. Now I could go further into it, but I want to go ahead into we're going to when it's just before the last month of the last few days of the campaign, from October up to the election campaign to when he got in. And that's in this over here. 41. It's still that's the next hexagram place. So use the same one. Okay, here you go. Virgo goes into it's in hexagram 40. Yes. Okay. So now. So the main theme is hexagram 40, line 6. Now hexagram 40 is the hexagram called deliverance. Okay, so the theme hexagram called deliverance, and I believe it's still in that theme of deliverance for this election too. So it's still the same hexagram, different line is running for this at this time. So we're looking at deliverance. It's been in that. It's in line 6 of deliverance since August the 16th, like right up through the election campaign. It didn't change out of that line until looks like August 17, August of 20. Oh no, I have a jump. I don't have it all in here. Okay, so, okay. I mean, it takes work to prepare these people, run off the sheets, write through them, and mark the things standing out. Then you got to take a break. Then you come back and look at the things that are outstanding and go into it. And then as you go into it, you start seeing these sensitive insights unfold. So when we look at deliverance, which is the hexagon will be there for last election campaign, for this election campaign. Okay. Thunder above, water below. Thunder in the storm. Excitement without discrimination within. Any sudden movement will evoke criticism. To get free of danger, one must move away from it. If there are damages, one must fix them quickly. Freedom from the storm. Lightning and thunder. One is shaken to the core. Obscure emotions are released. Shock, danger, sudden movements. To rest in danger would be folly. Don't stay where you don't belong. If there's bad company, move away. Fears will not depart. They're too big to face. Move away. So you could say there's a certain point of moving away. To get to be president, he had to let go of the dealings he had, some of the dealings he had before, or at least hide them so they weren't showing so much, like to Russia and his businesses in Russia and things like that. Looking back, it seems he's been the agent for improving Russia's involvement in the United States. And but okay, the judgment: shock within, shock without, danger within. Affirmative action: movement out of inadequacy. Refusing to be held back by fear, one moves before one feels ready. If one set doubts in motion, one will encounter obstacles in every direction. Through movement, worries were left behind. So he became the president. He won. He left the problems behind for a while. One looks for freedom but is drawn to relationships. One is pulled into critical thought and worry. It becomes difficult to accept the faults of others. Do everything required of you. Do not leave it for another day. Get it done so you do not have to think about it. Freedom will come when thoughts cease. But these are, like, it's interesting because he got into position, but everybody decided that the Republican Party got behind him and decided they'd support him, and he was it. And once he did, everyone who supported him or got close to him has been fired, hacked, brought out, scandalized, arrested. They all had difficult situations. Okay, so we're coming up right to the last 2 months of the campaign, and it's going to go through hexagram. See, in that hexagram, inside of the hexagram, it changed pentans during the campaign. First half was in Virgo, then it went into Libra, Libra pentan from August till right through the rest of 20. Well, really from 2016 till now, it's still going to be in Libra. But so, and that's in line 2. I'm not going to. That's in the hexagram called retreat, which talks about the man on the mountain, the sage on the mountain, running from being close to heaven, and standing on the mountain and making decisions from there. But it's called retreat. One has to retreat to be on the mountain. So he's retreated into his presidency on the mountain. But the hexagram on the finest line is an Aries theme. When he came in, and it was the Aries theme of this approach. This is called decrease. So let's just pull up the Aries theme. Spring. Okay, let's make this a little smaller here.